Welcome in to the office. Welcome to the ONI Podcast, Office of Naval Intelligence, the Halo-themed podcast where we cover your latest in gaming news and mostly Halo discussion. My name's Jack, Spartan-113, TikToker. I'm here with Cole, Internet Tour Guide, also TikToker. And we're going to get into our first episode today that I am calling The Forecast.
And just to be clear, is it Office of Nerdy Intelligence or Naval Intelligence?
You're right, it's Nerdy Intelligence. I totally...
Okay, off to a good start.
Off to a great start.
Yes.
Yes.
Dude, I'm excited. How are you? Yes, we're talking mostly about Halo. I'm really hot on like a thing right now that I'll like get into whenever I find an opening because it just happened to me, and I feel like you might really. It's about other content creators. I'm going to go off on other content creators for a second at some point.
Okay.
So that's where I'm going to be taking us at some point before I bring us back to Halo Combat Evolved Remake stuff.
Perfect. Excellent. So to fill in our chat, that's what we're probably going to be talking about today. Before we get into our specific topic about the Halo Combat Evolved potential remake, along with the Halo speculation about what Halo Studios is going to be bringing up for us on the is it the 24th?
24th, 25th. I don't know exactly when the panel is that they're going to have, but they've said like the event that they're having, it's like for their Halo World Championship Series. It's like every year, except for next year. We could talk about that. Yeah, it's like every year it's like the World Championship Series where like the pros play, and it's like, I don't know, you can do like open brackets to try and get into it, and that's when they're going to be doing some sort of panel discussion basically on and revealing details of whatever is to come.
Yes. So before we do that, let's. I'm going to tie it into our first little segment here, and I'm going to throw in an animation after this. This is your news field briefing, and then there's going to be a little. Yes. All right. So, all right. Time to drop another gaming news roundup. Strap in. Plenty is happening on the battlefield, both literally and figuratively. First up, Battlefield 6 launches on the 10th. The hype is real. We'll be watching performance maps and how live service model holds up versus the beta hype. After that, Borderlands had a bit of a mixed reception, but overall it leans positive. Some players praised the looter shooter foundations. Others called out bugs or content pacing. We'll see how that turns out for Borderlands in the long run. And finally, there was Silksong. Was it the last month or the month before? Could this be the new benchmark for gaming? The price point, the polish, and the design decisions are catching eyes. It's proving that you don't need AAA scale to leave a big mark.
So I've been in a hole only consumed with Halo for the last 3 months, so I'm probably going to need a little bit of catching up on some of this. But where are we starting with the gaming news? Take your pick. I've probably got questions about every one of these because I have not played any of them.
Yes, so this is a really good place to start to get warmed up. So ever since Battlefield 6 beta, people have been. Have you watched Rick and Morty?
I've seen Rick and Morty, and I saw some people playing the Battlefield 6 beta.
Perfect. And this ties together perfectly.
Yes.
There's a scene in Rick and Morty where like Morty's trying to hang something with a level, and Rick's like, "You want to see true level, Morty?" And he like, makes that like 1 square foot of true level, and when he puts Morty on it, like he pulls him off, and Morty starts freaking out. He's like, let me back. So that's how players have been trying to get back in Battlefield 6, because Battlefield 6 beta was such a good sample of the like core flavor of what Battlefield should be and what players have been asking for. And so now they're just like, I need back into that game.
So the presumption, this is coming from like a place of total misinformation, disinformation. I have never played these games. This is presumably because they were not what people wanted when the Battlefield series was happening most recently. This is a return to form of some sorts, I've heard. I know that it sort of is, but I don't really know how, because I'm going to be honest with you. Having never played the games and having only seen them and seen now a little bit more Battlefield 6, my impression of this is, it is still just like Call of Duty in that every single release every year looks the exact same. And this looks the the exact same. But also, I'm a boomer and I've been playing Halo, which has got a lot of significant problems. So,
yes. And I mean, Halo also is a different flavor every like game, you know, like
yes, different strengths, different weaknesses, inconsistent entirely.
So as far as Battlefield goes, previous games have kind of been hit or miss. Like people really praise Battlefield 4 for being really good, and then Battlefield 5 kind of was a step in the wrong direction in some of its aspects and stuff. And the way they've laid out Battlefield 6 is it's a good mix of traditional gameplay with enough new elements that it's sort of addictive.
I don't know how much. I don't actually. Wait, that's actually how much do you care about Battlefield? Before I just like ask you a bunch of questions.
No, you're fine. I mean, I'm gonna play it. It's not gonna be like my daily driver, but it is definitely gonna be like, hey, you want to get on Battlefield for a little bit and just like spend 2 hours trying to push one objective.
So like did the game again, I assume that I have no idea like what's happened in the Battlefield world, like any of the games that like were not like a traditional Battlefield experience, that the hardcore, like I know that world from coming from Halo world, but like was it materially different? Like did the game actually play differently, or is it like the way that like content was distributed and the support? Like I really just want to wrap my head around, like someone who like does not play any like faster shooters or even like any modern military shooters, like looks cool, looks fun. And I'm like most excited. Like the only bit of news that's really exciting me, maybe go, that actually might be worth my time, is the Portal stuff. Cause I love custom game stuff. I love like Forge, anything like that, like user generated content I'm all about. And I think that it's the best way to give games like a ton of longevity. But does it play the same?
I mean, yes, it plays the same. And so Battlefield 6 plays very smoothly and crisply, whereas let's say like Battlefield 5 had some funk to it. I can't even describe it because I didn't play much of 5. It wasn't quite my jam, but it had some weird like new age looter shooter Call of Duty-esque funk to it.
Okay.
And Battlefield 6 just feels like that 2007 gaming again, you know, like everybody gets back in it and we're like, this is all we want, is like, I want the copy and paste, you know, that's what you want from Battlefield, is I want the copy and paste with some new features, real solid.
Sweet. Cool. All right. So that's Battlefield, and then Borderlands. Is this just like a travesty? Is this just like a train wreck, or is it like fixed or something? Because again, so assume I haven't played any of the Borderlands games, actually the same as Battlefield, and I have not played Silksong, either of them. So I'm like totally in a hole on this. The only thing that I've heard is Borderlands 4 CEO is saying controversial things on the internet, and also performance issues, except for if you are one of the people that plays on console who doesn't notice performance issues already.
Yeah. So it's been good and bad. That's why it's mixed reviews. Borderlands, people say that it's a really good return to like the more serious story, but still with the Borderlands comedy. They don't like Borderlands 4 really like leaned into the Borderlands cheese a little too hard, and Borderlands 1 and 2 are like considered traditional masterpieces, and so Borderlands 4 is now like the nice middle ground of that. It's not, you know, any sequel or game afterwards never like is as good as the original like soup, but it's I'm reporting that it is good gameplay soup, good story soup. It's just like there's a lot of performance issues, and the CEO did say some controversial things online about, hey, you next gen games require next gen systems, just buy a new PC. And we're all like, my computer is literally tie-in.
Have you experienced performance issues?
I haven't even played it yet.
Oh, okay.
We're getting it Friday.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't know. That's the only thing. All of my perception of gaming comes from either just like Reddit that I read basically, and then like I do click in, and like I don't try and just read the comments and the headlines. I do try and click into the articles, and then also just like people like coming into chat and saying like, "Have you seen this game?" And it's like, "Yes, thank you. This is my new weird news source of information," where people just like scream at me on the internet, which like I'm actually really grateful for. Like all of my Battlefield 6 information and my perception of that game has completely come from people just popping into chat and be like, hey, you should play a different game.
Yes, that happens a lot. All of mine was from like I downloaded the beta 2 days before it was going to be closed, right? And so I played it like Sunday, Monday, it closed Tuesday, and literally from what I played, it was just like all I wanted to do. I was like, I want to get on and play the Battlefield 6 beta because it's so fun.
Okay. All right. Well, I am still like on the fence about it, but like honestly, it is the game that if there's like another first person shooter game that I will try, it will be that probably.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm open to trying that at some point. All right. And then Silksong, have you played this? Did you play the first one?
No, but I have a lot of friends who did, and I've watched some gameplay of it. But the thing that I wanted to cover of this is, from what I've heard of the people who have played it, is an excellent, because it's a DLC expansion to the original, right? It's not a full sequel, but it is essentially a sequel. It is $20 if I'm not mistaken.
I did. Yes, I can fact check that while you're talking, but I think I read that too.
$20. And the big thing that a bunch of people have been like is like, hey, this is a full game. They broke every digital marketplace that they launched on. Like with how many people were trying to get access to it, and they still made a ridiculous amount of money. So it's one of those things where it's making players ask, hey, AAA developers, you want to charge me $100 for a game? Like, Activision CEO is known for saying, hey, if I could charge $100 for a game, I would. But on the other end, we have this $20 game that literally sold out and made them gajoodles of money. So like, and is better than a lot of the AAA slop we've been getting.
So I'm looking up something. It is $20, by the way. Mm-hmm. I'm looking up for the publisher of Silksong because like I get that. I actually do feel like I have strong feelings here. I think that the point generally that you're making, correct me if I'm wrong, is that basically like gamers, the internet at large are saying, wow, look over here, an example of a game that everybody loves that doesn't have microtransactions, that is priced fairly, that is made with love, and it's being successful. And like, wow, why can't we just have more of that instead of slop, AAA, rinse and repeat, microtransaction, battle pass hell, right?
Yes.
So like... First of all, yes. First of all, yes. I agree with all of that. And then the other one comes to mind, like it immediately made me think of Baldur's Gate 3, which I had to look up just now, the publisher. So it was self-published. Obviously, like the Dungeons and Dragons IP is owned by, Hasbro or whatever. Yes. But they self-published the game, which is really interesting. And I didn't know that because I had to look it up. But like, I do think that there is just like, this is one of those, this is more like a symptom, not like something that people can like really choose to do. Like if you've got a game that is being published by a publicly traded corporation, or even a privately traded corporation, because we can talk about the EA stuff if we want, with them being like completely going private, and them being, purchased by a conglomerate, including like Saudi Arabia and Jared Kushner and stuff. Like, people are beholden to their shareholders. So like, I get it, but like, I always am just wondering, like, what do you gamers expect? Like from these corporations? Every single decision that they made is driven by microtransactions and by how much revenue they can make. And they've got significantly smarter people than I am, like running the numbers on this. Yeah. Like I don't know, I always get fired up about pricing, and like, I know it's not on like the topics, but like there's the whole Game Pass thing. Like Game Pass was raised to what, $15 or $20 to $30. And I don't know. Do you use Game Pass? Like I did.
So another thing I'll bring to. So, yes, I use Game Pass. In this specific case for me, right, I think it's a case by case basis. For me, I'm going to keep my Game Pass, but only because I was already paying for the Fortnite Crew subscription, and they added that to Game Pass. So that adds the value for me personally. Okay. Right?
Wait, can you tell me just quickly what that is, just so I can get caught up on? Is that like a battle pass system or? Yeah.
So Fortnite has 4 battle passes now, which is insane and ridiculous.
Smart.
But
why make one battle pass and one money?
Yes. Well, and then each one's for a different game mode, but when you're playing on them, you unlock progress towards all of them. But with the Fortnite crew, you get a exclusive skin every time they release a new season, and that updates every month. So it starts out like regular, and then you get access to all 4 of the battle passes every time one comes out.
So it still makes sense for you at that value proposition, then basically, because you've got another benefit. Okay, that makes, because that's what I've been trying to understand is just like who this is for. Like, I feel like at $30, the total addressable market that you've got for that package, for that value proposition to make sense, starts making not a lot of sense to me. And then I also start thinking about the other side of this, which is like anytime, you know, I was reading all the Reddit comments like on the day that the news broke, and like everyone's like, oh my God, I can't believe that, you know, they're doing this. They're not thinking long term. You know, I'm an armchair Reddit person. And then like, of course, I'm thinking of like, oh, do you guys remember when Netflix did that like a year ago? And then a year before that? And then like literally every time they've done that, they've just posted like record breaking profits every single time.
Yes.
So like, I guess that they're probably running the numbers, but at $30, it really becomes a difficult value proposition for me.
It
like,
does.
unless you were a gamer who is like taking advantage of something like you're doing, which is kind of like what I would probably consider, it's not a bad thing, just an ancillary benefit of the Game Pass. It's just, I don't know, man. Like I did it for Oblivion Remastered when that came out for a few months. I found like a coupon online for like 3 months. It was like $20. And I got it. I'm certainly not going to renew it because I just don't play enough games for that.
I think that's the big thing, right? Is the average gamer, this is sort of the disconnect where we get it, right? Is the average gamer like you or I picks like 2 games and we're playing those games nonstop. You know, like we don't hop around. But Game Pass is a really good value for people who maybe aren't sure about a game that they want to play. And so when, you know, there are a lot of day one exclusives that come to Game Pass, Bethesda games. I'm glad, like for Starfield, you know, I'm glad that I had Game Pass because I got to play it through Game Pass and I didn't spend a cent on it through like actually buying it, and I wasn't stuck with this thing. So that's kind of
where, just to be clear, I subscribed to Game Pass for years. Like I was like a believer at like a certain value proposition. I'm just saying that absolutely. I think the value proposition is vanishingly small for so many people like that. Correct. It's just like I feel like you're really boxing yourself into a group of gamers that is like really not existing. Like I don't know who that is. And so here's like where I want to bring this to is like and I don't know if this is much, but like what would justify that? And I'm in conspiracy theory mode because I'm a little keyed up about it. So like, let me just present something to you and just like, tell me how it feels. You're Microsoft. You just announced this. Everybody's mad. You come out of the woodwork and you say, well, hey, Brent, hey, Jack. You come out of the woodwork and you say, we had to do this. It was the only way that we could justify the new cost that we are incurring now because Game Pass is also on PlayStation. Like, does that make like does the internet go? We're in like what? Like what?
I don't know. See, like that's the question, and the answer is I don't know.
I don't know what justifies that $30 price tag. I don't know. And it feels really, really tough to justify that $30 price tag for me.
Yes. And it's like Game Pass has been kind of hit or miss with the exclusive, or not exclusives, but like what you get access to on it. So I watched a whole like 45-minute explanation video of all the stuff that they're adding to it with this $35 expansion. And it seems like they're sort of folding in other developers. What's the word I'm looking for here? Subscription services into Game Pass. And that's where they're trying to capture that value. Now, long term, I don't know if that's pans out, but I think it may catch a few people if they're like, hey, I already have Game Pass and I wanted to say play all of the Assassin's Creed games. Well, a lot of those were on the EA subscription service, but now they're on Game Pass. So I don't know. I don't know what justifies that cost value. It makes me like if they were adding it to PlayStation, I feel good. Better, not, you know, but I don't know. I think people are still going to subscribe to it because they want access to games.
We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not going to continue a subscription to it. There's nothing that I need on it, so I think that like I'm off of it. I was already unsubbed from it for a while before the Oblivion one, and then again, I didn't even subscribe. I just got like the gift card for 3 months or something like that because I didn't want to be in a position which I've been in to forget about my Game Pass subscription for a year and a half while I'm not using it.
Here's speaking of that, here is your biggest question now that gamers, audience, if you like this, follow, you should be asking this question of yourself. Game Pass now for $30 a month costs it'll be $360 a year, right? At that point,
yeah, wait.
If you're
yes, sorry,
something like that. I don't know. My brain's. It's been a long day. I have a migraine. I don't know how to do math anymore. It's what 380.
No, you're right. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to introduce doubt into the equation. I was being a dumbass.
Yeah, 300 times 12, or 30 times 12.
30. It's 360. You are correct. Yeah. You are 100% correct.
Okay. So $360 a year. That means you're paying $1 a day.
Yeah.
Right. Which to play games that you could have just bought. That's $300 or four roughly $300 games, that you could have just bought and never lose access to. Because if the biggest argument now is if you stop paying for Game Pass, you lose access to all of those games that I could have just spent the $300 on buying those games. So if you're a gamer who's not sure about what game you want, like if you're that gamer who never finishes a game and like, I'm going to play this game that comes out for 5 months and then my friends are going to want me to play this next game, that's the value that Game Pass gives you. Like for me, my friends are like, hey, do you want to play this game? And I'm like, I can't buy it, but it's on Game Pass, so I'll just pick it up and we're going to play it once and never download it again.
That was the same value for me. I don't know. It feels odd. All of the Xbox stuff, everything going on with Microsoft, with Xbox just feels like I truly feel as a consumer that they just don't. I'm not feeling that they care about the division anymore. And I'm not even trying to propose this as something like, I don't know if I'm right or wrong. I'm saying like it is so clear where all of Microsoft, the entity's energy is being spent. Yes. And quite literally all of the world's energy is being spent right now with their investments, that it is just like I don't know. Honestly, I feel the same way that I do about it as now I'm feeling about Twitch, because people ask me if I stream on Twitch all the time on TikTok, and I've usually like in the past I've couched and kind of like no, I've just like kind of not taken advantage of it. And last night or this morning on my stream, I was actually just like super honest with somebody for the first time, like 100% honest. I was just like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I consider myself a content creator before I consider myself a live streamer. That's not a content creation platform, and every single time I go to twitch.tv, I feel like I'm being assaulted. I hate the experience. Yes. I think it's disgusting. I think there's ads and flashing buttons everywhere. And listen, TikTok isn't that much better, but like, I don't know, something is just very onerous about the the Twitch experience to me. So like, I don't know how that was related, but basically, I just don't feel like they care. Like, I don't feel like Amazon, the owner of Twitch, cares about Twitch. I don't feel like Microsoft, the owner of Xbox and Halo, cares right now.
That. They're just like,
and you know what? It's okay to kind of tune out, which is why I always say that, like, we can get into a Halo discussion, but like whenever I talk to people and they're like, dude, should I care about Halo Infinite? It's like, honestly, first of all, I don't care if you do. Second of all, like, it doesn't matter. If they didn't earn your patience, if they didn't earn your time, if they didn't earn your attention, that is quite literally just like the free market working its magic. You are the consumer deciding to not care. And this is part of the wheel that turns. And actually like a decent example of you voting with your wallet.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. And so, side note to really quickly touch on that Twitch thing. Twitch has had scandal after scandal after scandal after issue.
Today, it seems like a bad place.
It does. Today I saw a issue where there's this thing that people can do on Twitch called lurking, right? Where they're viewers that are viewing content creators but not commenting. They're just there to give you the viewer number increase, right? They're there to support you. They're watching your stuff in the background. That's kind of what streamers we live off of, is being a reverse podcast. Oh my God. Thank you, Hannah.
Thanks, Hannah.
I would love some sriracha. Thank you. This is some delicious fancy ramen. Anyways, they did a test, and there was this one streamer. She had like 800 people, watching, right? And or it's like 700 people watching. And she was like, "Hey, I've got a bunch of my friends and supporters and stuff lurking. They just throw on my streams in the background, listen to me like I'm a podcast. It gives me support, whatever. Can everybody just really quick, like, put anything in the chat, like even if it's just a letter or whatever?" And literally, her viewers went in like the 2 seconds after people started doing that. It went from being 700, it jumped up to like 950. So like 200 people who were lurking weren't being counted as active viewers, even though they were viewing her channel. And so like that really sucks, because that's what live streamers thrive off of, is people just kind of passively watching. Not everyone's going to be active in your chat.
Yeah. Do you, the streamer, the content creator, to deserve some sort of reward from people that aren't meaningfully engaging?
Well, it's not even like necessarily a reward, but the way Twitch works, right, is on the viewer board, right? You get moved up or down based on how many viewers you have, regardless if they're actively engaging or not.
Yeah.
And I can like guarantee you that there are bigger names in the streaming verse that probably don't have like the active viewers or whatever, like lurkers as well. But like lurkers are literally, just helping you get that view count, because it's really hard to get from a small person growing perspective, right? I can't count on my friends to actively chat in my thing, but I can count on them to pull up a screen.
Sure.
So it just kind of feels kind of like there's no natural growth, and there's no way to sort of like, that's one way that people kind of had control over the growth of their channel, is allowing people to lurk and stuff.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm honestly, I feel like I want to take this opportunity to maybe go on my soapbox a little bit, because it's related to that. So, okay, I came in hot, and I'm tempering myself down. I was going to come in hot and just complain about something, but that's going to make me seem whiny. So I'm not going to. So I'm going to present a situation to you, because I'm maybe in it. I'm afraid to open up my phone. It's one of those situations where I've sent a risky message, and the next time I look at my phone, I'm a little bit afraid of it. All right, you're scrolling through TikTok.
Okay.
You see a really cool video from Halo. Not like the channel, but like it's about Halo. You see a really cool video, and you see that it is a content creator that's posted. It's not like the official Halo channel, and you recognize the voice of the person that's talking. And it is not the content creator, because you recognize that voice because it is a very big content creator who's really, really cool. So you're watching this video, you realize that, and then you realize that there are quite literally no edits to this at all, this video. And then because you recognize this person's voice who's in the video, you go to their channel on a different platform on YouTube, and you see that they uploaded this video 3 days ago.
Okay.
How do you feel about the fact that this person is just straight up ripping, like, that video? And just to be clear, there were no edits in the video whatsoever. There was just a caption on the top. So that was the only bit of transformation, if you want to call it that, if we're like truly trying to put this into like real terms that people generally use for fair use and for like React content.
So I think it's really scummy. As a content creator who, filmed for 8 hours yesterday to get 10 videos, right? Like if somebody reposts that and gets more likes than me, I, don't feel good about that. I also know that TikTok itself, unfortunately, sometimes TikTok lets that slip through the filters, but TikTok is supposedly saying that they do not want you to do that. TikTok itself is like, hey, upload your own unique content. We really encourage that.
So, yes. And listen, I'm not going to be a narc because snitches get I'm not going to report it. But so the comment that I left on the video was, I got to ask, did you ask the creator if you could re-upload this? Because I wanted to come, I came in it was one of those situations where I typed out the full comment that was like, oh, bro, so we're just straight up reposting other people. And then I was like, no, hold on, pull myself back here. Maybe let's give them the benefit of the doubt. But listen, I think that probably didn't happen. I'd love to be super wrong, but I'm just feeling like it's so discouraging, honestly, to see that kind of stuff. And then to see it so rewarded.
Yes.
So I guess that my problem is hating the game, not the player. Because on the other hand, I'm I guess I'm a fucking idiot for not doing that. If that's all it takes,
a total piece of shit.
Listen, if all I have to do is download every single vid doc that Bungie ever made about Halo, cut every single one into a 30-second clip, have AI generate a caption that goes over it, and then have AI also split all those clips, and then have every single one of those clips AI uploaded, then I could set up an agentic workflow in an hour and a half to do that, to publish content every single day for the next year. And by the way, if you're out there listening and you're not doing something smart like that, and you've decided to go the repost route, you're not working smart.
It's hey, this is a terrible idea. Go ahead and
let's make it efficient. Let's listen. If you're going to become a content farm, let's kill these puppies. Let's go. Let's just turn them into a real content farm, baby.
Let's go.
Yes. Okay. That was my soapbox. I got there from the Twitch streamer and just the content creator conversation, but that's where I came in from. That was the message that I sent right before, and now I'm afraid to look at my phone because I'm afraid that I'll have started an internet fight.
Hey, listen. I mean, you could always. We're gonna cut this out. Any publicity is good publicity, and that a lot of content creators do fake fights on the internet just to get people to come to their channel. So I'm not saying do that. But
I am no. I'm not doing that. I'm not. But if anyone content creators do want to have a fake fight on the internet, DM me because I'm down to entertain the idea. But yeah, it was just, I don't know. It was kind of a bummer. That was I don't know. I see it a lot. I've seen multiple creators do that. Obviously, someone reposting somebody. It was just a blatant one, and it was from a relatively well-known creator, not one of the hugest ones or anything like that, but someone that gets some good traction. And it's just disappointing because really it would be, were it so easy, as a great man once said.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know. I think there's as a content creator, we have to look at it one of two ways, right? Do I get jealous because I'm thinking money / reach / growth orient, or do I just be proud of the stuff that I made by hand? Because if I wanted to gain a whole bunch of traction and make a channel that was just a bunch of semi AI slop with funny memes over the top of it, and it made it 1,000 videos a day, whatever, I could do that, and it would probably be more profitable than taking 48 hours to make a helmet and sell it.
Speaking of, we should totally upload the transcript of this podcast to the AI podcast generator and upload that on a separate channel and see which one performs better, and just let the data inform our decision making entirely.
Oh man. But yeah, that would be more profitable. But does it feel better to have made something by hand and have something that, God, my camera needs to stop focusing in and out. I see it doing it up there, and I'm just I'm gonna strangle you. But yeah, I don't know. I feel it's a pride thing. It's a I made this.
Yeah.
We put some effort into it.
It's totally that. It's totally that. There's a component of it that's just jealousy. There's a component on my part. There's a component of it that's well, I'm a real artist, even though it's just hot takes that I'm doing, generally speaking, or something like that. But yeah, it grinds my gears a little bit. Yes. Jack, do we want to take a break and then come back?
Yes, so this is our perfect opportunity. We'll be back after a few messages from our sponsors.
How
This
you
will
doing?
also give us some time to cut in because this is our self-promo time. So I'll make an ad that's like, hey, you want to buy speaking of which, check out the merch, dog. These are the UNSC screen
Oh,
printed
dude,
hoodies.
nice.
And they've
That's
got
super cool.
sorry, hold on, let me flash the whole hoodie. It's got the UNSC on the pouch, the logo,
Nice.
and then you get your custom logo with a name on the back.
Ooh, that's hot, dude. That's sweet.
Yeah, $50 on Etsy.
That's super sweet. That's super cool. Only thing I got to plug is my TikTok channel, honestly. I mean, go follow me on YouTube because I probably got to I got to probably pay more attention to that with the death of TikTok at some point in the next year looming. But follow me there. I do a lot of stories. And also, like, just if you follow me, it's at Internet Tour Guide. Check out my stories. Like, I try and make them like kind of like just like a never ending journal basically of my life. So I put all my work in there, I do like 2 videos of Halo a day right now is kind of my operating cadence, but I also mix that up with just like, hey, here's what I'm working on this morning, or like, hey, this thing happened in my life. So definitely check that out if you just want to like further that parasocial relationship with me, baby. Let's go. I want people showing up at my house one day. I don't really want that.
I don't.
The ONI Podcast is produced by Internet Tour Guide and Jacktop. Follow them on TikTok for more Halo and gaming content. Check out the Etsy at ripcosplay.etsy.com for nerdy collectibles. And follow ONI Podcast on YouTube and Spotify for bi-monthly uploads. Thank you for coming into the office.
And we're back. All right. This
Hello.
way I can make it easier to edit, right? So next up, we're going to talk about our Halo topic for today, which is our big topic. We're going to spend more time on this. Halo Studios has announced that the 24th and 25th during HCS, they're going to do an in-depth discussion, presentation, what have you, about
Something.
what is next for Halo.
Yes. That was a nice little Discord sound I think I heard in the background or something like that.
Yes. My Discord notification is the superintendent from ONI.
I heard. No, I like that. Yes. Okay. So table setting and like let's set the scene here. Halo Combat Evolved Remake is almost certainly what we're going to be getting. That is also at the time of this recording speculative. So that has not been officially announced in any way. And urge you to definitely like go to your own sources and dig them up. But here are like basically the rumors. Halo is coming to PlayStation in the form of, something we don't know. Again, a lot of this is speculative, but it is, we've got sources on a lot of this. Some of the rumors are saying that it has no multiplayer. So it is going to be some sort of campaign only experience, or it is at the very least not going to have a traditional sort of multiplayer experience. There are no rumors, at least right now, that we are aware of that is pointing towards some other mode or something like that, like a firefight or something like that, or even a custom game browser or something like that. The rumor right now, and the newest one, is that this is going to be similar to Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary in that this game is basically going to be a graphical layer running on top of, it's reported, and I've got some notes here, on top of the Halo Reach engine, which would be the Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary engine that they did. So basically underneath the hood, it's using like Reach enemy logic or something like that. So some version of the Blam engine with Unreal providing the graphical experience on top. That is like the state of the rumors that have like some water, have some weight. API information is coming in from Halo for the PlayStation stuff, and then there are just different sources from really, really good reporters in the Halo universe about multiplayer, about how it's being developed as far as like, basically being like the Oblivion remaster. So that's like the state of the rumors. Anything I'm missing as far as you're aware, Jack?
Not yet. I haven't watched any of the like deep dive leaks because I want to be surprised myself. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at.
Okay, so good that you don't know anything else, because I don't really know anything else. That's about what I know. How do you feel about everything that I just said? How do you feel about this? If this game is announced, like, how are you feeling about it?
I don't want to play CE again. As much as I'm wearing the Halo shirt, I
Sure.
make the helmets. I love Halo. It'll be the third time that they've launched CE. You know what I mean? And like, I'm okay. I'm sure it'll be some kind of tech thing and they'll expand on it. And I think I've said this before in our previous podcast, but bringing it around to expand on it this time is if we get the Halo CE remake, which everyone says we are. I mean, literally every content creator is talking about it right now. So it has to be some form of true, at least.
We're manifesting.
Yeah. I hope my dream is that it needs to be akin to Doom 2016, where it was a spiritual reboot for the series in a brand new engine with all of the lessons that they had learned and built from the community and everything going forward. That would be the ideal avenue that we get, and that's what I'm hoping for. But yeah.
So you totally reminded me of the other rumor that it is not that, and that it is basically just that it's not that. There's like again, all of this is rumors, but like I want to go to a conversation like soon about just like if we get that game, like how do we feel about it? And I'll come to like my point that I want people to really think about, that I want people to take away from this. But the other rumor is basically that like the library might get some reworks, but there's not going to be any sort of like, significant rework to the game. So here's what I want people to start thinking about. I have a lot of strong feelings about the internet. And I think that a lot of gamers can get swept up into the emotion of things. And especially with Halo, because there's been so many big fat L's after big fat L's with Halo. It's really, really easy to hate it. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't, but I'm saying that what I want to do is figure out how I feel about a Halo Combat Evolved remake that is basically just Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary again. Period.
But
And I want to figure out how I feel about that before it's announced, because if that's what we get, then my feelings shouldn't change based on the internet. And that's like kind of the request that I would love to like everyone just like, if you're listening to this and you're like actually looking for like, I don't know, a thesis statement from me is like, think for yourself about this. So like, I'm going to be honest, if I get a Halo Combat Evolved remake that has no multiplayer, that has no kind of like secondary or tertiary or whatever multiplayer mode, if there's no reason to go back and play it again, and it is truly just a graphical layer, like a real nice coat of paint, and I believe that it will look real nice. If it is just that, then I don't want to play it. I will continue playing mods on Halo Combat Evolved. And I know that's the most like Reddit comment ass, like deep niche kind of thing to say that the general audience wouldn't care about. And I agree with that. Like, that's a fair perspective. But like, genuinely, I don't have a reason. And I am now a Halo content creator who's like, probably influencing people's decisions about their purchase. I'm just not seeing a reason why anybody would play this again. And I was playing Halo Combat Evolved today and last night. I was playing a mod where they've got like 50 plus different guns from like Half-Life and like a bunch of different stuff. And I was just having a blast. It was so much fun. Like, you can just throw up middle fingers as part of like the animation. It's crazy. Yeah, like, it's cool. It's memes. It's fun. And like, I can tell you right now that I am going to be more interested in that experience than I am going to be in playing Halo in Unreal Engine. If there's not more meat to the bone, and like I can talk, like, that's my worst case scenario, is that basically this is going to be a lazy ass remake that just gives people another chance to tune out. I think that basically what we're doing, if this happens, and it's all speculative, and I hope I'm wrong, and listen, I can get on board. But I think that we're setting ourselves up for disappointment if you are at this point. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like recoiling from the punch that I think is coming. I don't know I don't know.
Here's what you've got gamer PTSD.
Yes. Yeah, I've got gamer yes, I've been in an abusive relationship with Halo for a long time, so I just know. Listen, when Halo starts drinking, I know to just stay away and kind of.
Okay, so here I'm gonna take all that negative energy and we're going to reframe it positively. All right.
Please push me back to the light.
Okay. So that is worst case scenario. Worst case scenario is it's a reskin, right? And we've played enough. I've played enough CE. I've played CE so many times. I love CE. It has a je ne sais quoi to it. Okay.
Did you buy Combat Evolved Anniversary back in the day?
Yes.
Have you played Combat Evolved Anniversary? Not in the Master Chief Collection. Since I'm just like, and do you play it at all? I'm just curious. We don't have to spend a ton of time on that, but I'm just like, do you regularly play it at all still, or like once every 2 years or something? Like,
I mean, I play it with anniversary graphics on the MCC.
Okay.
If I play it at all, that's what I play. And you know what?
Cool.
A lot of people hack on the anniversary graphics. I like the anniversary graphics. Okay, they're what I saw in my head when I was a kid. You know what I mean? Like there can be, like I said, they're not the best, but it looks clean and I like it.
It looks better. I'll give you that. Like it looks fidelity wise, yes, it is better. I'm not arguing that. I don't prefer it personally, but I feel you, and I don't disparage anyone for just liking. If you like Halo, then you're part of my big tent.
Yeah, exactly. So I think I've lived life this way, and I think that we should go through any game announcement this way, and I've always gone through E3 presentations this way, is go in with no expectations. Mm-hmm. I don't even expect to get a Halo game announcement like going in. I expect that they're going to say, hey, we're working on something. I don't even care if there's a teaser trailer. There's going to be a picture of a ring and they're going to say Halo and we're working on it. And that's my bare minimum expectations. And if you can sort of tailor your tamper down your expectations to let yourself be surprised by something, you'll feel better about it, no matter how bad it is. Right. And as we're in the Halo content drought, right? Like it's the thing. And so while Infinite does get its updates, it's not going to be the big, like, every daily driver that it was intended to be. But if we get a Combat Evolved remake and it is anywhere good enough, I mean, Pie in the Sky good enough, Doom 2016 good enough, then it'll be fantastic. We can have a new experience. We'll play it. It'll carry us over until they're done with whatever multiplayer shenanigans they're working on. I mean, I have heard from content creators on YouTube, both like sides of the thing where like, hey, we're doing, the remake is potentially going to be this, and this. And then I've heard other ones where like the remake's in turmoil and people say that it's not, the game they want to make and stuff.
Oh my God. Dude,
I put all of that out of my head.
I think that that's a good idea. And I also just like that really annoys me with gamers when you take like, I think the Helldivers one where people always say like, oh my God, they tried to get a Helldivers game made because I saw the heart, like they were making a Helldivers game and then they said no because they don't like fun or something like that. And it's like, you have no idea what that means. People pitch games. I pitch things to my boss all the time.
We pitch games to each other.
That doesn't mean that something was canceled. That doesn't mean anything. It literally means nothing. So the point is not that, like, the point is that we don't know what happened. So like we have no idea. So yes, I agree with you that having like very low or no expectations is the best way to go into it. I think so. Here's like the wrinkle about the rumors that's confusing me, which gives me like pause on all of this. So like, again, I am open to being surprised. I am open to being wrong. I'm open to anything happening. Is like, okay, so if one of these rumors is true, which is basically just saying that Unreal Engine is the graphical layer on top, and then there is some form of a Halo Reach engine, which would be the Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary engine, that is providing like the world logic and the enemy AI behavior. Do you remember how Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary was pitched? It was pitched with new graphics, and it was pitched with the original Blam engine running under the hood.
Yeah.
Where is all of this world logic coming from in the Reach version of the engine that is apparently supplying it in the Unreal remake? I don't understand unless this is just basically... So either the rumor is completely wrong, which I'm open to. Honestly, I hope it is. But like, if that's the case, then like this is essentially just another Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary. Yeah. This is basically just like at its core, again, we're not moving away from the Blam engine in any sort of meaningful way. And if you want to move things forward, then this half-assed foot in the grave kind of like non-committal thing that they keep on doing with an inability to commit to just one audience or to a new direction is so speculatively aggravating.
Yes. I like the like speculatively aggravating. So, I 100% agree. And let's talk about the Blam engine for a second. The Blam engine is the most patchwork engine that any game has ever had because Bungie wrote it, in 1995 to 2001.
I don't know about game development. I imagine that someone in the comments is probably going to say something creation engine, Skyrim, something.
Yeah. So the Blam engine is like an insane patchwork engine. And we even talk about this previously when we were talking about Infinite, where they said the first 2 years of development were them reworking the Blam engine into the Slipspace engine, right? And that sort of gets game logic. There's a spirit of Halo that we all like. I like, we were talking about it in your stream the other day. I like it when Halo randomly sends stuff into the atmosphere. Like,
this is the way. This is the
way. When I turn around the corner and there's a body half stuck in the wall, you're like, that's Halo stuff right there. Jamming a warthog through the door that's just perfectly. They had to. To this day, I think that they meant to make those doors warthog shaped.
Okay, wait. So how is this? Bring me.
Sorry, bringing it back. The Blam engine. If the Blam engine is what's under the hood, and maybe it's some weird Blam engine ported to Unreal, that drives it, it'll be okay. I think that's not necessarily our biggest problem. Right. Our biggest problem is going to be the actual content of the game that we should be worried or concerned about.
You're right. I just the way that the rumors are shaping up, and I don't want to be too. Listen, let's transition into the best case after this, because
Yes.
honestly, I could get super excited about it, but I agree. And here's my worry. I think that in the best case scenario of the worst case scenario, it is an extraordinarily boring thing that happens that doesn't have any sort of risks or creative license with it.
Mm-hmm.
And people play it once and not a lot of people play it and they never play it again. And that is not the kind of long-term thing. You need to just be racking up W's, and you need to be doing wish fulfillment if you're running Halo as an intellectual property from the business side, from my perspective. And this is just not capturing the attention, which is why, by the way, I 100% just completely agree that the only reason that this is happening is basically to onboard PlayStation and completely, reboot, soft reboot, remake, whatever you want to do with the entire franchise. Because Xbox players don't want this, it seems. I have not encountered, and I have literally seen quite literally thousands and thousands of people coming into my streams over the last multiple months talking about it. Nobody said I'm just absolutely pumped for this game, and I could get pumped, but I'm not just seeing none of the rumors are giving me anything to be excited about. So it's all wish fulfillment and hopium for when I'm thinking about what it could be, and I'm just I'm gonna get my heart broken again.
At this point, man, I'm telling you, now I'm gonna make a prop for the stream where it's just one of the breather canister that's labeled hopium, and we're just
I'll have just a bucket of it over here, and then we'll just do something funny with a string.
Yes. Yeah. So okay. So best case scenario though. I have one more thing to say in the best case scenario. And this will transition into best case scenario. What we heard when they were pitching this, right, is, and this was in that weird Vidoc or that weird video where we saw the first shot of the Master Chief in Unreal with the sword and
where he was thing. The Bigfoot.
Yeah.
That's what you just did. You just did it the Bigfoot footage.
Yeah. And where we saw that, they talked about, they were like, what if we had the chance to tell the Halo story, but with all the things that Bungie didn't get to put in the first time around? And so hopefully we're on the positive side now. Best case scenario is we get a incredible Halo CE story that not only retells the story of Halo CE, but also brings in some of the stuff from the Fall of Reach book or from Fireteam Raven, and sort of ties all of the extended Halo media together and is the base building, even if a lot of people don't play it because it's a CE remake, right? If this is the base foundation of what we expect from Halo going forward, this is what this game should be. It should be something that includes extended media and marries the game with it together, because if we can start doing that, then going into Halo 2 we can get Halo 2 with other books and stuff, tied
you
in
can
there.
incorporate a lot of the stuff from First Strike even into like a prequel story for a Halo 2.
Yes. And we can start doing a like Kingdom Hearts thing where we get like Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, and then we get like, Halo 1.2, Halo 1.5.
Oh my God. The idea dude, my experience with Kingdom Hearts is watching like 25 different people in my life be obsessed with that and me never ever taking the plunge. So I have like, I've wanted to do a YouTube channel of me just shittily describing Kingdom Hearts from someone who's never played.
You should do that 100% in one of your videos. Like, this is Kingdom Hearts from a Halo streamer's perspective.
Yes.
I have a Kingdom Hearts tattoo, so I understand. But yeah, so that's the ideal where we need to be.
So if you get that, do you think that that's a compelling product that is sold to the general public? Not Xbox gamers, not even just PlayStation gamers, but like, is that a compelling enough product in the year 2025? Because you can probably tell where I'm going. I don't think that it is.
I think that it could be. So I don't know how to capture the like bottle the lightning that I keep saying Doom 2016, but look at Doom 2016. It is a spiritual retelling of the original Doom, and I guess maybe original Doom had not had anything for long enough that it was time for something new. But I think if they can also pie in the sky, we were talking about this is on the notes, if they marry it with an experience that is unique and fun multiplayer wise that has longevity, we might have something here. I would love to see a Master Chief Collection 2 Electric Boogaloo, where they upload the story content on this side and we get, I talked about this in pitching games, is they upload the story content on this side and we get a continuous story that just keeps getting built on and built on and built on, and we can play from one launcher, and then a multiplayer that kind of just never expires and evolves kind of in the way that like Fortnite or something does. And I think that's the product that they could market to people that would get me to buy this game.
I agree with you. I think that's similar to where I've been landing, honestly, is like my original idea to make it a good product, to make this for me, really, honestly, because I know I'm not a typical buyer. But like for me, I think that the addition of mods on day one, which would probably necessarily include, so like if it launched with Forge custom game browser and mods, I don't think it's going to, by the way, but I think that would basically say like, hey, this is not like a core multiplayer experience, but this is a gift to the fans where you can continually, make your own modes, make your own maps, upload it, really become the owners of it. I think that I feel like I'm getting closer to you, where the best way to make this a compelling product to me would be to, instead of calling this a Halo remake or a Halo reboot of Halo Combat Evolved, you don't do that, and you just call this product that you are selling Halo.
Yeah.
And then you say, by the way, next year, Halo is being updated with the second story or something like that. Yeah. And then they retell Halo 2 inside of that. And I do think that would actually be a really compelling experience, because you could kind of divorce yourself if you're doing real remakes. But again, like if it's just running on if they have to get the baggage of the Blam engine in from Halo Combat Evolved, I don't know, it's so contingent on the rumors, but I do think that would be the best way, is just like give some sort of longevity. If it is some sort of like the fans own this one, mod support is baked into console and PC with an awesome mod browser, and you can play multiplayer with it, and it's going to be kind of separate from like regular matchmaking, but you can still do it really easily, and for years to come the fans are going to own this. It's going to be great. It just to make this a compelling product experience, and to make this a purchase decision that I could possibly even consider, it's like, I need you to give me more than 6 hours of time. And I don't, and video games are judged unfairly, by the way, with the amount of time that you spend and the amount of money that you pay.
Yeah.
But they just are. And like, I need more than 6 hours of fun. Otherwise, like, this is going to be another just like wet fart of a release that Halo Studio does. And then it's like, oh yeah, Halo's still dead. Yeah. No, it's kind of dead. Yeah, it's still kind of dead.
So yes, I 100% agree. I'm grabbing you and I'm pulling you over here.
No, but listen, I want it. I could get so behind. Listen, if they blow me away, if they blow me away, if they do anything like that, if they say that this is going to be the new home for Master Chief, if they say that this is going to be the new home for user-generated content, if they say something like that, I don't even, that would be good enough for me. I don't even want a multiplayer because I don't think that anyone's going to care about a multiplayer in Halo Combat Evolved in a year. I just don't think that they will.
Well, so my thing, right, is if they do it right and we get Halo Infinite here's pie in the sky, positive hopes, right? We're sucking in that hopium, right?
Okay, I'm with you. I won't go negative.
Is if we could get, and I'm going to say controversial stuff, a armor system, not a core system, but an armor system where we get mark generations of armor that are released with every game. That would be kick ass in multiplayer, because let's say Halo 1, Halo 1, whatever story comes out over here, and the multiplayer experience that they release could literally be Halo Infinite, not Halo Infinite, but you know what I mean, a Halo, multiplayer built on the Infinite multiplayer concept arena, you know what I'm saying? A Halo multiplayer over here. And every time we get a new game or expansion or something like that, right, we get a new generation of armor. That would be, fans would love that, right? And it would be a really good way for them to market things. And we all talk about microtransactions. That's the way you do it. You know what I mean? You have some stuff that they can earn with the game, and then some stuff that they can buy, and then it like ties into what you're updating. And it's just like with, I'm going to say the D word because I played Destiny for 10 years. That's what Destiny did. And it was until recently. I mean, Destiny had its highs and lows, but relatively successful. You launch a story campaign over here that gets updated. You have a multiplayer that's PvP, PvE, whatever you want to build over here. And you have armor that's based on the setting that gets tied in, and it updates constantly. And that's kind of what I would like to see from Halo going forward. And if this is what we're getting, I'm in.
I would be into that too. That'd be sweet. I think that the long story short is, like, I'm feeling like clearly a little bit pessimistic about it. I do think that there is an element of me like preemptively recoiling because there's just been like big fat L after big fat L. And by the way, when I say that, like, periods of inactivity are also kind of considered, for me at least, a big fat L. Like, when there's not a lot of communication happening with the studio, I think that fans, at least myself, I can just speak for, generally perceive that as like not a good thing. Like, it's not a good thing when they just disappear for a year. So like I'm hopeful. I have to be, because I I make content about it. This is my favorite sci-fi universe. I really am. I think that there's a really good example, and I'll just I'll leave on like I think a positive note that like really, really turned around like some of the way that I think a really, really good remake could go. I don't know if you've seen it, but I posted a couple of videos today from, and I feel like an asshole because I don't know their name. There's a mod called Halo 4 Mythic. I think that they've created more, but I played through Halo 4's campaign with this mod the other day. And it does little changes throughout. It updates the sandbox and like the weapons in the feel of the game sometimes. But I think that the most interesting thing that it does is that it makes really, really small changes to little scenes that recontextualize things. Let me give you a couple of examples. Spartan Palmer in Halo 4, when she's introduced, famously, the internet didn't like that. Thought you'd be taller, Master Chief. Well, in this mod, she's wearing her helmet. And it totally changes the entire vibe of the scene, because immediately I'm like, oh, that's a Spartan. Like, that's a Spartan right there. Like, I believe her. None of the voice acting was changed. I think that little moments like that are amazing. The best one came at the end of the campaign when Cortana is kind of fighting the Didact and she splits herself off into multiple things. Instead of being the same Cortana model from Halo 4, one of them was the Halo 5 model. And that's immediately really cool. I was like, oh my God, you made Halo 5 better by just changing her model, because now I know that this is like, me as just the game player who's not absorbing the rest of the universe. I'm like, oh my God, this connects to Halo 5 so much. So I think that little examples of that, where you're literally changing nothing except for just maybe a little visualization or maybe a little intonation or something like that, can so dramatically recontextualize things. And I'm personally into more change than that. But even if you're like a purist, little things like that can go a long way to really take one of your favorite stories, or maybe like a 6 or a 7, and jump it up to a 7, 8, or a 9.
Yes,
from my perspective.
sorry, I'm gonna cut in real quick
That was it. That was my hope.
Yes, and it's really good. I think that touches on a really good point in that the biggest things, one of the biggest misses that we see, we've heard players say this with no backup evidence, and they just are heard it and they're regurgitating it. But one of the biggest misses that Halo 4 and 5 have is their continuity and how they don't feel connected to the rest of the games. Like, if I play Halo 3 after playing Halo 1, I can kind of see how we got there. If I play Halo 1 to Halo 2, Halo 2 to Halo 3, there's sort of an introductory to each one. And Halo 4 had a really good introductory from Halo 3 to Halo 4, right? Like it's easy. Like they were teed
really good.
up to do it.
It's a great opening to the game. I just played it,
Yeah,
and I said it live on stream. I was like, "This is fantastic." It doesn't really like go anywhere with all the like weird, cool stakes it's setting up, but damn, this is a cool, compelling opening.
That's all it has to do. Is it just has to be cool and like make me understand where we came from based on the last one. But like Halo 4 to Halo 5 has a very like Chiefs doing missions now.
Blue team is there, by the way.
Blue team is there.
Yeah, that's an interesting one actually that I think most people don't realize is actually I'm pretty sure that if you just play the games, Halo 5 is the first game that retcons there being living Spartan
Only one
2s.
Spartan, yes.
And I think if I'm right, by the way, fun fact, and please fact check me on this, I think that the only mention that they have of Chief being the last Spartan was potentially in the booklet for Halo Combat Evolved.
Yes.
The PDF of which I was looking through the other day to try and find this.
It's like he's the last of his kind. And yeah. And
yeah, so technically Halo 5 retcons Spartan 2s.
Yes. And I mean, if you go back to Halo 1, there is another dead comatose Spartan there. But yeah, so you get into Halo 5 and you're like, who the heck are these people? And I'm supposed to care, and it's just what I would have liked to see. And it takes a lot to make a game. What I would have liked to see in between, and this ties in the media, right? Is because we need more Halo, period, not just games, is we need more Halo, period, right? Is they 100%, 1,000%, I will pay this person myself to get on an animation thing and just do how does Chief link up with Blue Team again? Make an animation.
Yeah, there should be, yes. Honestly, that would be a good one to just talk about in the future, is just like what projects from the Halo universe and books just deserve like all of the books deserve anime, honestly. Yes. And I think that anime would be I'm not like super hardcore into anime. I'm not just saying that because I'm on the internet, but like I do think that would actually really, really work well with Halo, just because like, I don't know, the Halo TV show had some cool action scenes, but I kind of want it to be a little bit less
cartoony.
Yeah,
it's a little cartoony.
Yeah, I want to be stupid and ridiculous, and I want physics to be bent.
Dude, honestly, I mean, okay, so we have a perfect example of this. Is like the first 4 seasons of Red versus Blue, right? Is like they captured that, like, here's the seriousness of being in the military, but also we're super soldiers that can punch 10 times harder than the average man. Some funny shenanigans are going to go down, and that's kind of the like Halo universe charm. And so like, dude, I recently started watching Chinese anime, which is the weirdest thing. Like, this is a small tangent. A lot of them are, because they don't have hand animators, they do the 3D animation thing, but they do really good 3D animation.
Yeah.
I would every single episode rewatch a 3D animation Halo series. Like, it would be incredible.
Yeah, that would be lit. That would be super cool. Well, Jack, I need to start probably getting out of here, but to the future, I'm looking forward to it. I really am. I know I'm pessimistic, and I'll probably be pessimistic when I stream tonight on TikTok at Internet Tour Guide, if you ever want to join into a stream, anybody out there listening. But I am hopeful. I'm excited. I can get behind something that's a good product, but, I'm going to be honest about it when it comes out, no matter what happens. That's what I could be. That's what I could say right now and commit to.
Yes. And for our viewers, what do you think is the future of Halo? What would you like to see? if you are listening to this, drop it in the comments. Shoot us a message on either of our TikToks or the YouTube page, and maybe we'll talk about it in the future. But for now, that has been the forecast of what the rumors of what we're getting, and what I guess we'll see on the 24th/25th if our dreams are fulfilled or we got slapped by our drunk dad Microsoft again.
Well, with that, bye.
All right, adios.
Do you mind if I try an outro there?
Yeah,
Just for a sec?
absolutely.
Cool. Where do I want to contextualize this? I'm just going to go for it. Okay, everybody. And that was the Office of Nerdy Intelligence podcast. Thank you guys very much for listening. We'll wrap it up here. My name is Cole. You guys can find me on TikTok and on YouTube at Internet Tour Guide. Tell us what you were thinking about the future of Halo. I'll throw over to Jack for any plugs, but tell us what you're thinking about the future of Halo, specifically Combat Evolved Remake. And then if you guys have any questions or any thoughts or concerns that you want us to directly address, pop them into the comments. We'll do our best, and we'll probably do some segments on the show where we read through viewer questions and fan feedback and stuff like that. So make your voice heard. Jack, anything from you?
Oh, yeah. I'm Spartan Jack. Thanks for listening to us and spending some time. This has been the Office of Nerdy Intelligence. You can find me on TikTok at Jacktop or Jack13, and you can find me on Etsy as ripcosplay.etsy.com. All right.
Bye.